So here is the exact process that I personally use for tender submission, and in this video I'll walk you through this process step by step. Just before we do that, hello and welcome to Cost Engineering Professional. I am Ahmed Adel, and here I help you develop the required skills and enhance your knowledge to elevate your cost engineering career. So if this is what you want, you can quickly subscribe. So the process looks like this. We have an expression of interest, and after that we have the tender bond, and after that we have the tender documents collection, and then the tender documents review, and then we will come to this step, which includes the quantity takeoff and the scope verification and market inquiries and also tender clarifications. And then the next step will be the cost estimation, price, tender submission, negotiation, and awarding the contract. So now let's go through these steps to understand the details of each one. And if we start with the expression of interest, this will be an email or some kind of invitation that will be sent to you to express your interest to participate in this particular project or tender. And if you are interested to participate, then you will go to the next step, which is the tender bond and also NDA. So the tender bond is some kind of form of security. In case your offer is selected, you cannot back out and say, no, I will not execute the project. So that's why they will ask you for a bond or a form of security for the tender to guarantee your seriousness in executing this project if your offer is selected. And also for the NDA, NDA stands for a non-disclosure agreement, and you cannot take the tender documents and start sharing them with your family and your friends and all of that. So some kind of confidentiality should be there, and that's why you have to sign the NDA before the client can send you the tender documents. So once you have your tender bond and NDA, then you can go to the next step, which is the tender documents collection. And you will collect the tender documents. Maybe they will be sent to you by email or via CD or by whatever means required. And then you go and you start reviewing these tender documents. And actually the tender documents that you will receive will include the drawings and the BOQ and the specs and the conditions of contract and draft agreement, and it will also have instruction to tenderers and all of these things. So you will receive everything you need in order for you to submit your price for this project. And now, since you have the documents with you, you can start working on the tender. And actually, when you are working on the tender, is not just opening the BOQ and starting to estimate the cost, putting the rates for everything. No, this process includes a little bit of detail. So we need to verify the scope of work, and we need to work on the quantity verification. So even if there is a BOQ there, you have to verify these quantities and make sure that these quantities are correct. But don't go and start wasting time on that before doing these two parallel things, which are, first thing, you will spend time on the quantity takeoff. So at the same time, when you are doing the quantity takeoff, the subcontractors and the suppliers that you will need in this project should be also working on quotations. So you have to send the inquiries before you start the takeoff, so that the suppliers and the subcontractors will start to look into their packages also, and they can give you feedback. And by the time you finish the takeoff and the verification, you will receive the quotations from the market. So you and the market are working on the same time. During your verification for the scope and for the quantity, you will also have some questions, or you will find things that requires clarification or explanation. So you will take all of that and send here tender clarifications to the consultant. So while you are doing the takeoff and the scope verification, the consultant will be working on clarifying the tender questions or whatever problems are there, and also the suppliers and subcontractors will be working at the same time to prepare the quotations. So by the time you finish your takeoff and verification, you will receive addendums from the consultants for the clarifications, and you will receive also quotations from the market. So now you have your addendums and you have your quotations, and there are some works that you will be doing in-house. So for these in-house works, you will be working here on the cost estimation for the in-house works, and whatever packages and material prices you get, you will also incorporate them into your cost estimate. And from the addendums, some questions might be answered or something. So also the impact of these things will come into your cost estimate. So based on the addendums and the quotations that you will receive and your rate analysis and all of that, you will have a cost estimate for your project. And actually this channel is all about this part, which is the cost estimation. So we have so many videos here that talks about how to estimate the rate and all of that. But the thing is that not everything will be in-house. You will still need market quotations, and we spoke about this point in more than one video. But after you have your cost estimate ready, then you will go to the price. And what's the difference between the cost and the price? The price is equal to your cost plus your margins. And your margins will be the overhead and the profit and the risk margin. So you will add these three margins to your cost to get your price. And this is the price that will be submitted. And usually we talked before about the BOQs, and in each BOQ section, the total of the section will be carried forward to the project summary. But actually the total of the project will be carried forward to the form of tender. And I believe you have seen this before in some BOQs. So what is the meaning of that? It means that this number, the total amount, will be carried forward to one of the tender documents that is called the form of tender, and this will be submitted with all the other, let's say, drawings and the specs, and everything will be stamped here so that you can acknowledge that you have seen everything and you are stamping on all the documents. And by the way, what are the documents required to be submitted exactly to the client? You will find this in the document that is called Instruction to Tenderers. So as per this document, you will be submitting your form of tender and you will stamp everything else. And if they need a cover letter, if they need a program of work, all of these things will be compiled and it will be submitted to the client. After your offer is submitted, the client will do its techno-commercial evaluation and the analysis and all, and then they will shortlist maybe 1 or 2 or 3 contractors for the negotiation stage. So if you are one of these contractors, you will go for the negotiation, and after the negotiation, one will be selected, and this selected subcontractor, or sorry, contractor, will go for the award and contract signing, and the contract will be signed and the project can start now. So simply, this is the process that we use for tenders, and here I am talking from a contractor perspective. And actually here on the channel we have so much videos that can help you with many of these things, and I'll keep links to these videos in the description. And that will be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.